Ungovernables, the Captain's Crew, the LFA family, McGroin Nation, coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee on rumble.com/LFA TV. Welcome to Ungoverned. I saw Sundancer 17's comment in the chat, said, I got to go get my earmuffs for Sean's opening, so I decided I was just going to whisper the open today, because it's April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day!
Imagine if you just whispered the whole show.
Imagine I just whispered the whole show. I got a
Can
secret.
you whisper in Trump's voice?
I got a secret for you. Believe me. We have a tremendous thing. We're going to do a tremendous job. Believe it or not. Okay? Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. Happy Trump Day. Happy April Fool's Day. To start off April Fool's Day the right way, I'd like to say that I have seen the light. Candace Owens was right about everything. I love allergies. Israel is not our greatest ally. April Fools. What's the other one? I'm voting for Thomas Massey. April Fools. Yeah. Thomas Massey. By the way, I triggered a lot of people last night. I was just asking questions. I like to just ask questions, right? I like to just ask questions. I was just asking, how did Thomas Massey raise $300,000, almost $400,000 on a live stream with not a lot of people on? Just asking question. Anybody find it interesting why Thomas Massey is getting donations? Only 5% of his donations are from the state of Kentucky. I'm just asking questions. What's wrong with asking questions? They do not like when I play that game with them. They're like, you're being disingenuous. Oh, yeah, because your questions are so honest and forthcoming. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. I am drowning, by the way, in a sea of my own in my sinuses with the pollen and all this crazy stuff. So I apologize for all of the extracurricular allergy noises that you're going to hear today. But, you're going to hear them. So maybe Sundancer 17's earmuffs are, would help just not hear that noise. Anyway, April Fools to everybody. Happy April Fool's Day. Candace was not right about everything. I do not hate the state of Israel, the nation of Israel. I don't love their government, but here's the thing. I don't love Netanyahu. I don't love the Israeli government. But the difference between me and some of these people on the woke right, I also don't hate them. I largely don't care about the government of Israel, largely. But it's, if you don't, now with the initiation ritual of the woke right is if you don't outwardly exclaim your hatred for all things Israel and AIPAC, you are, I don't know, some sort of traitor, sellout, Mossad. I don't know. But in the 10 o'clock Central Hour on X, I've scheduled a post that should drive some people crazy. I'm going to post and go because they're going to be posting it and then heading out to join the great Michael Patrick Leahy on the Michael Patrick Leahy Show today. Is there an end in sight today, ladies and gentlemen? Is there an end in sight? Are we getting ready to wrap up Operation Epic Fury? I think so. It looks like we're getting ready to wrap up Operation Epic Fury in Iran, which is a positive development. The less time that we have to spend over there, the better. Let me explain to you, though, and you could bookmark this, and I want you to bookmark yesterday's show, too, about how to win the midterms, because I think it was, me tooting my own horn, but got some good feedback on it. I think it's useful information, a good way for everybody to, to formulate a game plan. By the way, to everybody who emailed us, I tried to get back to all of you guys and gals yesterday. Sorry it took so long. I had a little bit of time last night after prepping, so I went in, saw a bunch of really cool emails, and a lot of people reaching out saying, hey, here's where I watch you, here's where I look at, here's where I listen to you, et cetera, et cetera. So appreciate each and every one of you guys and gals who reached out. Keep staying engaged. We appreciate it. Now, Operation Epic Fury. Wrapping up Operation Epic Fury. This is the catch-22 that we are going to see. And I want you to bookmark this. You can clip it. You could, flag it, whatever you want to call it. Okay? Just remember this. If and when Donald Trump announces the end of Operation Epic Fury, which is the military operation in Iran. And if and when the current Islamic regime in Iran doesn't change, right? Because you remember going into this, what was it, February 28th, March 1st, whatever day it was. Going into this, we were told, and Trump posted on Truth Social, and these folks all over saying, okay, we're gonna drop a few bombs, and then the Iranian people are gonna stand up and take back their country, and the uprising that we were promised didn't happen for whatever reason. Okay. And so then the only other way to really change the regime in Iran would be boots on the ground, and we don't want to do that. So here's the catch-22 that I think Donald Trump not finds himself in, but this is what the woke right grifter doomer black pill class is going to do, right? So at onset, they were like, no regime change wars, okay? So Trump drops a few bombs in Iran over the course of a few weeks, destroys all of their military capabilities, severely dismantles and destroys and damages, that's putting it lightly, their ballistic missile capabilities, which, by the way, the range of those ballistic missiles far exceed what we originally thought with regards to how far they can fire those missiles. In other words, Europe and a lot of European cities are in the attack radius now, which we found out last week. But this is the situation that Donald Trump finds himself in, right? And this is the way the woke right grifter doomer black pill class is going to act, okay? At the beginning of it, they were like, oh, no regime change wars. No regime change wars. No endless wars, regime change. And then Trump dropped a few bombs on Iran, and they're like, here we go, endless war, regime change. So if and when the regime does not change, in other words, the Islamic Republic remains in control of Iran right now, albeit they've been neutered, you're going to see the entire woke right, grifter, black pill, doomer class bookmark this, go, it's a failure. United States failed in Iran because they didn't change the regime. I thought you didn't want to do regime change. Now you do because we didn't do regime change? But if we do change the regime, well, Donald Trump betraying his promises said we won't do regime change wars. So you can't win with these idiots. Look, the way it was put forth when this whole thing began, and plans change. Why? What did Napoleon Bonaparte say? Right? He said that there is no such, paraphrasing, no plan ever survives contact with the enemy. The enemy has a say too. I'm a sports guy. Some of you folks are sports fans. It's like when a really good team struggles against a really bad team, and people are like, I don't understand why this really good team isn't just blowing the doors off of this really bad team. The phrase is, they get paid too. The enemy has a say also. And the Iranian people have been subjected to this oppressive regime for nearly 50 years. They may not have the confidence that if they form, this uprising and take over their government, it's like the prisoner's dilemma. They may not have the confidence that they could successfully do it because they're not armed. The Quds Force, the IRGC, some of the pro-regime people in Iran, they are the ones with the weapons. Nobody wants to put their life on the line to take back their country. You saw what they did to the wrestler, that kid, right? 30,000 protesters they executed. It's the prisoner's dilemma. There's always more prisoners than there are guards at a prison, right? So how come there's not more prison riots and insurrections at these jails? Because none of the prisoners can trust that the man or woman to the left or right of them aren't going to tuck and run when things get tough. So they just stay in line. They don't fight back. They don't have the weapons. They don't have the firearms. They don't fight back. And I think that's what you're seeing in Iran. They have been programmed. They have been used to any sort of uprising being violently put down. Nobody wants to be the next casualty. So the uprising that we thought, the Trump administration was told was going to happen after they started dropping bombs and killing leaders and, bombing mullahs into the Stone Age, that didn't happen. Well, we can't just keep occupying all of our time and spending a lot of time and money on bombing Iran. The military's been neutered. They have no navy. Their ballistic missile capability has been severely diminished. If there's a regime change and the Islamic Republic falls, great. But we can't stick around and do that. So I think we're going to either get an update or an exit plan, maybe both tonight, when Donald Trump addresses the nation, 9 p.m. Eastern time from the Oval Office, about Operation Epic Fury. And we have a clip about him talking about a potential timeline, maybe a couple more weeks left. That would put us right in the 4 to 6 week timeline that we were told from the beginning that this would take. Okay, and Cuba's probably next, and so they'll pivot to something. Oh, here we go, regime change again. That was Cuba. We're going to go to war with Cuba now. But it's a damn if you do, damned if you don't, if you're one of these black pillars or these doomers or these grifters out there that will just find any reason to complain about it. So first, they don't want regime change. Now, if Donald Trump is, if there's no regime change, he says, okay, we're done. Screw it. Europe sucks. They're not helping us. Screw it. We're leaving. We did what we needed to do. We took out their military capabilities. We have a group of people right now who know that if they F around, we're going to drop more bombs on them. We're out. Well, Donald Trump and the military failed. The regime survived. The U.S. lost. I thought you didn't want to do regime change. Now you do? Bookmark it. This is what they're going to do. We know these clowns too well. We'll get to that. Gas prices. Also, I got an interesting email about gas prices. Here in Tennessee, they're up about 60%. Went from about, $2.30 to $3.70. Where is it going to fall if the Strait of Hormuz, settles down and all this? We will see. We've got that. I've got a ton. I don't know if it's just that I'm seeing more of it. I don't know if it's just my algorithm today or this week, but a ton of illegal alien crime. There's a great account on X. His name is Dapper Detective. I don't know if you follow him. But he posts every few hours a new example, news stories, local news affiliates covering illegal alien crime. So we've got a little bit of that this morning as well. Actually, we've got a bunch of illegal alien crime. Trump's executive order on mail-in voting. I'll give you my not so popular take about that. I applaud the effort. I do not think it's going to hold up in court. I'm not trying to doom and gloom. I'm not trying to black pill, but I'm trying to make sure that we have reasonable expectations. He might be able to do it. He might not be able to do it. It's going to be challenged. It's going to get blocked at onset. Is this going to get rushed to the Supreme Court before August or so? I don't know. I'm just saying he had to do it because the Senate's letting us down. But we'll see if it's actually going to be able to hold up in court. My prediction is it probably won't. But it's worth undertaking. It's worth trying because there's no other options right now. Anyway, we've got a ton to get to. Before we get to that, folks, OFP Farms, I told you yesterday. Yesterday was the last day of the March Madness 25% off sale. So congratulations to anybody who took advantage of that sale over at OFP Farms. We are now in a new month. It is April 1st, April Fool's Day. April is the perfect month to prepare for all things summer. April showers bring May flowers. And what do May flowers bring? They bring pilgrims, right? The Mayflower. I got along very well with the Mayflower. Starting with Mother's Day sneaking up on us. May 10th, OFP Farms is buzzing like little bees in the garden, preparing for a busy online shopping season. When you choose OFP Farms, you're opting for top-notch products and gift sets that'll make mom's heart sing. Each product is lovingly crafted in small batches and sent straight from the farm right to your doorstep. With oodles of 5-star reviews, we are pretty sure that you will fall head over heels for OFP Farms as well. So get ready, have your shopping list ready, and let OFP Farms take care of the rest. Don't forget to pop in the code Shawn at checkout, SHAWN, at checkout to get 10%, 10% off of your entire purchase. OFPfarms.com, promo code Shawn, SHAWN. OFPfarms.com, promo code Shawn, 10% off. For the month of April, OFPfarms.com, promo code Shawn, 10% off of your entire order. OFPfarms.com, promo code SHAWN. Get your early Mother's Day shopping done now. OFPfarms.com, promo code SHAWN. OFPfarms.com, promo code SHAWN. All right. Next up, a word from our friends at Armra Colostrums, tryarmra.com/LFA TV, tryarmra, TRYARMRA.com/LFA TV. Try Armra. Armra Colostrum. Stuff is great. You guys know I'm always on the lookout for life hacks, ways to strengthen my immunity, ways to help my gut health, improve my fitness and metabolism, enhance my skin and hair radiance. That is what Colostrum can do for you. Colostrum has done that for me. I have had great results ever since I started taking colostrum. It's the first nutrition we receive in life, contains all the essential nutrients that our bodies need in order to thrive. You can reactivate your hair growth. You can help your skin glow. You can fortify your gut health, ignite your metabolism. You can even fuel your fitness, performance, and recovery. All that stuff with colostrum and more. It's good for you. Try it. TryArmor.com/LFA TV for up to 30. That is up to 30% off of your first order. If you use the promo code LFA TV, tryarmor.com/LFA TV, that's TRYARMRA.com/LFA TV, tryarmor.com/LFA TV. All right, let's get right into it. Donald Trump is set to address the nation tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, from the Oval Office on Operation Epic Fury. And it sounds like there may be an exit strategy. Tune in tomorrow night. This is from Caroline Levitt. Tune in tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. She posted this yesterday. President Trump will give an address to the nation to provide an important update on Iran. White House Press Secretary Caroline Levitt said, Operation Epic Fury, a joint U.S.-Israeli military operation, began February 28th. So far, the military operation has involved the U.S. Air Force and Navy. U.S. military has decimated Iran's missile infrastructure, naval forces, air force, and nuclear capabilities, according to the Pentagon. Earlier yesterday, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth provided an Iran war timeline. Trump said 4 to 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, 3 weeks. It could be any particular number, but we would never reveal precisely what it is. Later Tuesday, in remarks to reporters in the Oval Office, President Trump says, I think we're 2 or 3 weeks out. We'll leave. There's no reason for us to do this. I'll give you that one of those clips here in just a moment. Donald Trump talking. I think this was at that executive order signing yesterday in the Oval Office. By the way, watch the accordion hands. We got big accordions with Trump yesterday. I love when he did it. There's a part where he tries to fly away at one point. It's one of my favorite things he does with the hands. So take a look. Here's our president talking about an update and talking about what we're looking at for the end of Operation Epic Fury.
I would say that within 2 weeks, maybe 3, we're hitting them very hard. Last night we knocked out tremendous amounts of missile-making facilities. As you probably read or wrote. We knocked out. Excuse me.
Pardon me for interrupting. The U.S. will be gone or done with the war in 2
I
or 3
think
weeks?
2 or 3 weeks.
Not 3 weeks. If it is
We'll
3
leave
weeks,
because there's no reason for us to do this. Look, problem with the Strait, a guy can take a mine, drop it in the water, and say, "Oh, it's unsafe." It's not like you're taking out an army or you're taking out a country, or they can drop it, or you can take a machine gun from the shore and shoot a few bullets at a ship, or maybe an over-the-shoulder missile, small missiles. That's not for us. That'll be for France. That'll be for whoever's using the Strait. But I think when we leave, probably that's all cleared up. Today I heard tremendous numbers of ships were sailing through. We're negotiating with them right now. We have had regime change. Now, regime change was not one of the things I had as a goal. I had one goal. They will have no nuclear weapon. And that goal has been attained. They will not have nuclear weapons. But we're finishing the job, and I think within maybe 2 weeks, maybe a couple of days longer to do the job. But we want to knock out every single thing they have. Now, it's possible that we'll make a deal before that, because we'll hit bridges, and we've hit some. We'll hit some bridges. We've got a couple of nice bridges in mind. But if they come to the table, that'll be good. But It doesn't matter whether they come or not. We've set them back. It'll take 15 to 20 years for them to rebuild what we've done to them. They have no Navy. They have no military. They have no Air Force. They have no telecommunications. They have no anti-aircraft systems. They have no leaders. You know, their leaders are all gone. That's why we have regime change. We have nice...
So what Donald Trump is saying is, you know, while the Islamic Republic may remain intact, it's a new batch of leaders who understand that at least for the next 2.5 years or so, 3.5 years or so, that Donald Trump will, or while Trump is president, so the next about 3 years, that Donald Trump will not hesitate to drop bombs on that country if they get out of line. Now, everyone likes to play semantics with the nuclear weapons. Like, well, we've heard that Iran was close to a nuke for years and years and years and years. There is a stockpile in Iran of 60% enriched uranium, which after, you know, going from 60% to I think you need to get it up over 90% for weapons grade material would only take, you know, a few days to a few weeks to get it done. Rather than them attain the nuke and start pointing it at people like North Korea. Remember, North Korea was, oh, we're not going to do nukes. Then all of a sudden, Little Rocket Man, right? Remember Little Rocket Man? He says, sir, I have a nuke, sir. We're pointing it at you. And I said, you're short, you're fat, and you're a very stupid person. I can tell you that. And, you know, now we have a problem with North Korea. Now you can't take the type of action against a North Korea with a crazy, unhinged lunatic out there, Kim Jong-un, that you could take against Iran because Iran doesn't have the nuclear weapon. The nuclear weapon gives Iran leverage, but I don't trust them to just use it, you know, as leverage. Think about it. Is Kim Jong-un a Muslim? I don't know what he is, but I don't think he's Muslim. Kim Jong-un of North Korea, right? We know the way these radical Islamists behave. They don't mutually assured destruction. Okay, think about it. MAD, right? Mutually assured destruction is what kept the Cold War cold. All right? It's what kept the Cold War from devolving into a hot war, right? Because Russia knew, the Soviet Union knew, if they launched a nuke, and the United States would launch one back, and then other countries would get involved, there would just be nukes everywhere, and that would be it. That would be the end. That would be the end, right? Mutually assured destruction. Iran and these radical Islamists don't care about that. These are the people who strap a suicide vest to themselves and blow themselves up because they believe if they take their own life in the process of advancing the jihad, which they believe is this righteous cause, they're going, you know, to meet, you know, Allah, whoever it is they believe is up there with 72 virgins. They don't care about mutually assured destruction. You would not, or the other thing I would say, and I like to make this comparison too, for the last 50 years, 47 years, we round up, 50. For the last 47 years, 50 years, whatever you want to say, Iran has chanted death to America, death to Israel. Okay? It's not just about America. It's not just about Israel. They don't like Christians. They don't like what's going on. They don't like Europe. They would point those nukes at all of these countries that we consider our friends. Turns out Europe, worthless. That's like tits on a bull, right? Worthless, okay? Would you, if you had a crazy, deranged person who for the last 47 years has been antagonizing you, threatening you via the mail, posting about killing you on social media, posting videos, say death to whoever you may be, death to you, death to this, death to that, I want you to die, making it very clear that they want you to die. If you came across that person, would you hand that person a loaded gun and say, hey, I know for the last 47 years, you've wanted to kill me. So I'm going to equip you with the tools necessary to kill me right now. Here's a loaded gun. But please don't use it on me, even though I know you want to. Would you hand that person a loaded gun? No. Of course not. And that's what we're doing with Iran. Doing nothing essentially hands them that loaded gun that they will use. They're not just going to sit there and use it as leverage. These are a bunch of lunatics out there Mutually assured destruction and death, that doesn't scare them. It's the only thing that makes sense to them, but that doesn't scare them. As long as they take some of us with them, they're happy. You can't trust these people with a nuke. And Europe, I don't know what they're smoking and what they're on, but you saw this attack, this ballistic missile attack that Iran launched on a joint U.S.-UK military base thousands of miles away. Thousands of miles, I'm not sure if it might have been thousands of kilometers away from Iran, which puts a lot of major European cities, Paris, Berlin, in the attack radius of Iran's ballistic missile systems, and yet they don't want to help. Okay, let me just say, I've had it with Europe. And I've been tired of them for a long time. You know, Germany, we're not going to help you with the Strait of Hormuz. We're not going to help you with Iran. But when Ukraine is under attack, they're all begging. Please help us with Ukraine. Please, please, please. Russian aggression. You got to help us. You got to help us. And we do. We go in there and we help them. We send them the weapons. We finance NATO. We send the support for Ukraine. Now when we need the support and we're helping them again because Iran could reach them with their missiles, they're like, we want no part of your war with Iran. Give me a freaking break. Part of it is them not wanting to antagonize and upset the heavy Muslim populations in their countries who are sympathetic to the Ayatollah and to, the Islamic regime. But I've had enough. I have had enough of Europe's BS. I've had enough of it. France didn't want to let U.S. military aircraft in its airspace to deliver munitions to Israel. France didn't want to allow that. Okay, Italy. I thought that was our friend, Giorgia Meloni. Nope. The hell's going on in Europe? Here's Marco Rubio talking about NATO. I think it's time we just up and leave. Screw them. We are always there for Europe. We are always there to bail those pansies out. Every single time we're there for them. You're our ally. We're the United States. America's our ally. You need to come to our rescue. Every time we come to their rescue. Every freaking time. Billions of dollars into Ukraine because they bitched and moaned and they begged and they groveled and we'll do this for you, we'll do that. Every time Europe comes calling, we answer. We need them, or we would like their assistance once, even if it's just to open up their airspace, and they're like, nope. Well, good. Bah to you too then. Screw you. Here's Marco Rubio on NATO and the games now that Europe is playing with Iran. All right, you know what? You don't want to help us? You deal with them. They can't reach us with their ballistic missiles. The nuclear threat is gone. But they can reach Paris. They can reach Berlin. Good luck. Watch this.
And I've been a big supporter of NATO. And one of the reasons why I've been a supporter of NATO is because I believe that these basing rights give us leverage and give us flexibility and operational capability all over the world. But if NATO is just about us defending Europe if they're attacked, but them denying us basing rights when we need them, that's not a very good arrangement. That's a hard one to stay engaged in and say this is good for the United States. So all of them's going to have to be reexamined. All of it's going to have to be reexamined.
Okay? How much? Why should we continue to play a role in this one-way relationship with Europe and NATO? Why? Why should we continue it? The answer is we shouldn't. F them. Oh, you're not making any friends. We don't have friends. They're not our friends. This is the same argument that I make about the Candaces, the Alex Joneses, the Owen Schroyers, the Elijah Schafers, the Dave Smiths, the woke right of the world, the Megyn Kellys. They're like, stop the infighting. This is not infighting. Those people are not our friends. People are like, if you abandon NATO, you're going to really piss off your friends. They're not our friends. They're not helping us with something that benefits them more than us. Iran can't have a nuke. That was Trump's goal. That was Trump's goal last June. That was Trump's goal now. Iran cannot have a nuke. But their ballistic missiles program in the region was a problem for the region, right? Because they're launching missiles. That was the way they projected power outside of their borders, through their ballistic missile program. We just found out last week that their ballistic missiles can go a lot farther than anybody thought they could. You would think France, Italy, Germany, and some of these countries in the EU, you would think some of these European countries would go, whoa, we didn't realize they could shoot that far. That puts some of our major population centers in their attack radius. Maybe we should help the Americans take care of Iran and their ballistic missile program so it minimizes the threat to us. Instead, they're like, nope, you can't use our airspace. All right, well, if that's the case and you don't want to help yourselves by helping us help you, don't ask for our help anymore. It's time to leave this ridiculous organization. It's time to leave. Maybe it was a good idea when they first started it. It's not a good idea anymore for us to be involved. It doesn't do anything for us anymore. Nothing. Unbelievable. As France will not let us transit their airspace, yet they want us to be there to bail them out every time someone drops a beer bottle in the streets of Paris, they all start surrendering. Please, America, please come help us. No, we're done. We're done, Emmanuel. We're done. According to Trump, France denied the use of its airspace to fly to American cargo planes transporting munitions to Israel as a part of Operation Epic Fury. Trump said the following: the country of France will not let planes headed to Israel loaded up with military supplies fly over French territory. France has been very unhelpful with respect to the butcher of Iran, who has been successfully eliminated. The USA will remember. President DJT. France, the United Kingdom, and Germany have been asked to do very little in support of this mission. For the most part, the request has simply been for them to not get in the way. This constitutes getting in the way, and it's a betrayal that should not go unchecked. It was the French, by the way, who gave the Islamic extremists refuge during Iran's 1979 revolution. They then flew the Ayatollah into Iran to take power. Aside from the regime itself, no one else is more responsible for the nearly half century of death, destruction, and oppression in Iran than France. For them to now snub their noses at the United States, which has committed trillions of dollars over the years to make sure Russia doesn't run roughshod over Europe, is inexplicable. You want to do this, Europe. You want to play this game now where Russia does something, Putin sneezes, and you're like, oh, Putin's invading. He's going to take over Poland next. He's going to come into Europe. You want us to be there to bail you out. All we needed you to do was not get in the way. And here's France going, no, you can't use our airspace. All right, now you're in the way. Now we know where you stand. We know where Germany stands. We know where Italy stands. We know where the United Kingdom stands. Goodbye. Goodbye. That's it. That's it. What else should we do for Europe at this point when they can't even help us help them? Iran can't reach us with ballistic missiles. They can reach some of our military installations, yes. They can reach some of our forces in the region, yes. They fund proxy terror groups in the region that target our forces, yes. But they cannot target the U.S. mainland from Iran with their current ballistic missile capability. Okay? They can't. We know that. But we learned last week that they can hit some of the major European population centers and cities with their ballistic missile capability. No one thought that was possible. Then all of a sudden they launch a ballistic missile, nearly strike a U.S. military installation with the U.K. very far away, further than anybody thought they could reach, which puts Paris and Berlin in the attack radius of Iran. You would think that would wake up some of these European countries. Okay, you know what? They could reach us. Maybe we should help the Americans out. They're like, nope. Okay, fine. You want to play that game, then don't come crying to us the next time Vladimir Putin coughs too loud in Russia. Don't come crying to us because you didn't want to help. You didn't want to play even the slightest supportive role in this operation against Iran. 4 weeks. 4 weeks. It's been. No help from Europe. Okay, that shows you that they're not actually our friends. They're parasites. They're sucking us dry. We're investing trillions of dollars to defend them from what they're telling us is Russian aggression. And yet, when we need just a little bit of support, the smallest level of help, which would be just don't interfere and make our job harder, they can't even do that. Well, then I say screw Europe. Screw Europe. Oh, now you don't have friends. They weren't our friends to begin with. They're not our friends to begin with if they can't even do this tiny little thing of letting us transit their airspace. Come on now. I mean, even Turkey let us transit their airspace when we killed bin Laden. Who would have thought Turkey would be more supportive? Who would have thought the Gulf states, these other Arab nations in the region, would be more supportive of the United States than freaking Europe? The hell's going on here? All right. Let's take a quick break. Freaking Europe. These people. And the rage bots online, the European rage bot, oh, we don't want you in our region. Good. You want to shut down U.S. military installations in your country? Good. We'll save the money that we're investing in NATO and we'll put it towards something else. Clearly, you don't want the help. So we're out. That's what I'd do. I'm not the president, but that's what I'd do. All right. Quick break. Then we're going to talk about a ton of illegal alien crime. It's some bad stuff. But in the essence of, our new credo, never vote Democrat, voting Democrat gets you more of this crazy illegal alien crime. I've got a lot of stories. Not good stories, but a lot of stories about illegal alien violent crime that's been going on around the country. First, a word from our friends at Silent. Let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, your phone tracks you everywhere you go. It is a tracking device between government agencies, big tech, corporate data brokers, and those pesky cyber criminals. They are all fighting for a piece of your digital footprint, and they don't ask. They just go on and take it. That is why Silent exists. Silent makes Faraday gear that blocks all wireless signals, including cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, RFID, and near-field communications. No signal means no tracking, no remote access, and no breadcrumbs. This is the same technology that is trusted by special operations teams around the world, used to block signals, avoid surveillance, and secure communications wherever the mission leads. And right now, that is available to you. So you can protect your family, you can protect your freedom, and you can secure your digital footprint. Just drop your phone in a Silent Faraday sleeve. It'll be completely off the grid, totally silent and invisible to the outside world. From their backpacks to their sleeves to their crossbodies, Silent's patented technology gives you total control of your privacy. Visit slnt.com/Sean to get 15% off and free shipping on qualifying orders. That is Silent, slnt.com/Sean. Protect your rights, secure your data, and stay one step ahead. Silent.com, slnt.com. Silence the chaos. Go silent today. slnt.com/Sean, slnt.com/SHAWN. Okay. We're going to do a little reset. We're talking about storms in the chat right now.
Yeah, because me mom mentioned the storms coming through on Saturday. So
yes.
We're going to watch them. And then Jackie said that you and she, should have gone storm chasing. And I said the same thing that you and she, because she loves them too.
I'll tell you right now.
And then I was talking about storm shelters, that I'm over here wanting a storm shelter. Meanwhile, you're over here wanting to chase the storms.
Yeah. Now, I think, I'm not 100% sure.
What?
On this. This is not accurate, but Jackie may be able to confirm or deny. What? I'm just asking questions.
Okay.
I think, did Jackie study meteorology in college? I for some reason remember being told that, but I'm not sure if maybe Jackie was joking or she didn't actually study meteorology in college. But if you did, Jackie, let me know. By the way, you put Jackie and me in a storm chasing vehicle, there doesn't even have to be a storm. We're just going to be going nuts.
Great guy Gary says he wants to chase him too.
We're going to be like, oh, let's go. I love it.
I'm gonna look into getting us a storm shelter in the garage. I think that's a good idea.
We can't. We have no room. We have a treadmill in
No,
there.
we've got room.
Here we
can
go.
make room.
All right. Yeah, Jackie did study meteorology in college. How about that? She's into the weather. Reed Timmer. Reed Timmer follows me on X. If I ever bump into that guy, I'm hugging him and never letting him go. Reed, take me with you. I want to go storm chasing, Reed.
That's what she said. You guys should go with Reed.
I want to go to Reed. Reed seems like a crazy guy. Seems like a lot of fun. I mean, that one video. Remember that one video from like 2 years ago where he was in it and it spun and he was just like, yeah! Going crazy. Man, the thrill.
No. Was it Christy Swanson's husband?
The adrenaline. Lloyd. Golf ball size hail hit me on the ass. Christy Swanson's husband, Lloyd, is a nut job too. Yeah. I love Reed Timmer. All right. Here we go. Yeah, so there's supposed to be a cold front coming through over the weekend. We'll see how wild that gets. But at least I'll be home for it. So if there is hail.
God, last time I had to weather these storms
and
alone.
I found my hard hat. It's in my prop closet. So if there is hail, I can wear the hard hat this time.
Run out in this
Hopefully it's still hard and it doesn't break on my head. But I'll run out and I'll eat the hail so I can get yelled at by internet Karens who are like, that's chemtrail hail! All right, fine. Let me have fun, okay? Just a little.
As long as there's no tornadoes heading this way, it's fine.
A little hail.
That's the part that freaks me out, the tornadoes. There's the wind, the rain, the thunder. That part's fine.
A little bit of hail.
Tornadoes that are scary.
All right, we'll see what happens this weekend with the cold front that's going to be coming through. It's typical, spring severe season. So, all right, let's move on. Illegal aliens. This is a story out of Houston. Actually, you know what? Let's start in Virginia.
Okay.
A Guatemalan illegal immigrant has been charged with the murder of a man, a stabbing murder, in Virginia. So here's another one. Maybe not as quote-unquote tragic as the Sheridan Gorman situation, which was, by the way, last week. But Anibal Armando Chiavarria Muy, 38 years old, is being held at the Fairfax County Adult Detention Center without bail in Virginia. He is a suspect right now accused of fatally stabbing a Virginia man over the weekend on Sunday. It's an illegal immigrant from Guatemala, charged with second-degree murder, being held at the Fairfax County Adult Detention Center without bail. It's the second deadly stabbing in Virginia reportedly carried out by a foreign national illegally residing in the United States over the last few weeks. The victim was found dead in his home on March 29th with multiple stab wounds to his upper body. According to Fairfax County investigators, Chiavarria Muy and the victim allegedly knew each other. Chiavarria Muy fled the scene before police arrived. Fairfax County has a history of refusing to honor immigration and customs enforcement detainers, which are official requests made to local and state jails to alert ICE before an illegal immigrant suspect is released from custody. The immigration holds are not honored because of the state's sanctuary policies. Folks, I told you this a million times. You vote Democrat, this is what you get. You vote I am going to sound like Bernie. People are going to die. But you vote Democrat, you're going to get more of this. Because it's primarily, it's not isolated to Democrat-run places, but it's primarily concentrated in Democrat-run cities and states where you see this level of illegal immigrant violent crime. Okay? All right. Let's go to Houston. Here's a story out of Houston. These are Colombian illegal aliens. This is a Colombian crime ring that is running around in Houston, Texas. Texas, red state. Houston, blue city. There's your common denominator. Watch this.
Norve Rodriguez Angulo, Elvin Levon Casiedo, Elvin Casiedo, Eluturo Castro, and Edward Lozano Tenorio, all arrested last Thursday during a home invasion, according to court documents. Court documents say they pointed a gun at a juvenile during a robbery and are all part of a transnational theft ring targeted high-end items within residential properties, vehicles, and persons. Two suspects making their first court appearances in the case.
Edward Lozano is charged with aggravated robbery.
And Elvin Casiedo charged with
aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon.
The rest of the men also charged with aggravated robbery, according to Houston police. While HPD couldn't confirm if they were linked to other crimes, sources tell ABC 13 they are tied to a Colombian crime ring we've been reporting on. Earlier this month, we told you about 3 arrests out of Fort Bend County with the same criminal ring, where investigators say the suspects targeted people in a Fulshire neighborhood by staking out their victims and law enforcement in what they call pre-burglary surveillance, a South American burglary trademark. This also comes after a story we first brought you last month, where Houston police say they arrested 20 people in an alleged ring and recovered $4 million in stolen property.
Yeah, the birthright citizenship argument is happening in the Supreme Court right now. I see some folks are a little unhappy with Gorsuch. We'll see. Sometimes, and I know this happens to me too, sometimes I play devil's advocate and people get very mad. No, that's not it. Sometimes these Supreme Court justices have to play devil's advocate so they can say that they have an understanding of both sides of the case. Okay, so just sometimes when someone plays devil's advocate, it sounds like they're arguing for the other side. It's not. It's trying to understand both sides so they can make an informed opinion. Colombian illegal aliens in Houston. Robbery. Home invasion. No good. No good. All right. Let's do another one. This one back to, again, we talked about, there was a story last week about illegal aliens on Long Island. Here's another one. 3 illegal aliens convicted of murder on Long Island in Amityville. Watch this.
Just into our newsroom this afternoon.
Oh, it's News 12. Wait a minute. That's News 12. I don't miss News 12. I have to say this. I don't. Jackie. Remember News 12? Jackie, were you there when we shut down their tip line? Do you remember when that happened? She had to have been there. I think she was there. Maybe she was there. They cut out my interview after asking me to show up like an hour before our rally started at Belmore train station. They edited it and cut it out. Everyone was so mad. I said, well, let's just go to News 12. So we went there and I called the tip line. I have a great story for you. Yeah, where is it? Oh, it's right outside your door. We're outside. They hung up. So then News 12. There you go. All right, here, we'll play this again. This is News 12. News 12. We shut down their tip line because everybody called at the same time. That was a fun day. It was peaceful. No property damage. Even the cops that were there thought it was hysterical. They were like, you guys are funny. We had a good relationship with the police. All right, here we go. 3 illegal aliens convicted of murder on Long Island.
Just into our newsroom this afternoon, these 3 men will spend the next quarter of a century behind bars for killing an Amityville man. The Suffolk DA says the 3 men beat Juan Carlos Diaz Geronimo back in 2024, forced him into the trunk of a car, and dumped his body in Farmingdale. Gustavo Hernandez and his nephews, Walter Ramirez Geronimo and Wilson Ramirez Geronimo, pled guilty to manslaughter. They were each sentenced to 25 years in prison.
25 years in jail. All right, here you go. You want more of that? I don't. You want more of that? If you want more of that, by all means, vote Democrat. If you want more illegal alien violent crime in this country, if you want more sanctuary states and cities and jurisdictions where they can hide away, by all means, vote Democrat. If you want to continue the deportations, if you want to continue cleaning up this mess, then do not vote Democrat. Vote Republican. They're not perfect. I'm not telling you that they're perfect. There are rhinos. But understand, if we win elections and then lose elections and then win elections and then lose elections, we're going 2 steps forward and then 2 steps back. And then 2 steps forward and then 2 steps back. And we're not making any progress. The goal is progress. The goal is to move forward. So if we take 2 steps forward and a rhino gets in there, we take a step back. But at least we're moving in the right direction. Many hands make light work. All right, one more word from our friends over at goldencrestmetals.com/LFA, and then I've got one more illegal alien story involving Canada and Mississippi. But first, a word from goldencrestmetals.com.
I'm sure by now you've heard that silver went up 160% last year, 2025. I bought this silver for $22 an ounce. It's now worth almost $100. And we and experts think that silver is going to get up to about $200 an ounce. Palladium and platinum were stuck at $900 an ounce for like over a year, or in that area. Now they're up over $2,000. Gold is approaching $5,000 an ounce. If you have ever thought about putting some or all of your retirement or nest egg or savings or just buying bullion in precious metals, now's the time to do it. goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. That's goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. Go leave your name, your email, and your phone number. Schedule a time to talk to the folks over at Golden Crest Metals. Get your free gold guide today, and make sure you tune in on Saturdays at 1 p.m. for the Crest Report, where we dive deep into precious metals, why they're doing what they're doing, and where we expect them to go. It is like insider trading. Nancy Pelosi knows about that. We don't. It's just inside information. It's not even really that. It's called knowledge. Get yours today and get a part of gold, silver, palladium, and platinum and diversify your portfolio today. goldencrestmetals.com/LFA.
All right. Thank you, goldencrestmetals.com/LFA, being a part of the show. Appreciate it. Oh, let's address a troll, shall we? Amber Thompson, 24. You calling members of this chat immature? You have a one-track mind? You think everything is Netanyahu's fault? I'm challenging you to email me, ungovernedshow@gmail.com. Let's set up a debate. You seem to be armed with a lot of information. I'd love to do this publicly with you. But if you're going to come into the chat and start calling members of this audience immature and childish when I've seen your comments all day this morning, and that's exactly what you're doing, why don't we resolve this the way most Americans can resolve their problems, and let's have a discussion. Email me. Let's set it up. It's too late for you to call in now, to prove that you're probably a coward, but email me and set it up. Ungovernedshow@gmail.com. Amber Thompson, 24. But if you don't email me and we don't set this debate up, the next time you're in here trolling and insulting members of this audience and calling them childish and immature, it's going to be that. We're not going to have people coming in here and insulting the folks who watch this show every single day because you are, for some reason, obsessed with Benjamin Netanyahu. Obsessed. Everything's Israel. So if you want to be calling people childish and lobbing insults at each other or at our audience, because you're not a part of our audience, you're just here to troll, then let's settle it the way Americans settle it. Let's have a debate, and we'll do this live on the air. Okay? But if you don't have the stones to do that, Amber Thompson, 24, then I suggest you keep your mouth shut. Okay? Quiet. You have the right to remain silent. It's better for people to think you're an idiot than for you to open your mouth and prove you're an idiot. Okay? All right. Another story here. Canada. These are Amber Thompson, 24's favorite people. These illegal aliens. This is an illegal alien in Mississippi, hiding out in Mississippi, who was wanted for murder in Canada. Interesting. Do you want, again, I asked this question to everybody. So, I don't know about it. The Republicans let me down. Trump let me down. The Senate's letting me down. I don't know if I'm going to vote. If you don't vote in the midterms against the people that are bringing folks in like this and hiding them and allowing them to stay in our country, if you don't vote against these people, Republicans who stay home, elect Democrats, no, Republicans are not perfect. It is not the solution to all of your problems, but my goodness, the Democrats are absolutely the source of your problems. Here's one more illegal alien crime story. I forget where this is from. I was going to use this yesterday. Didn't get to it because we did a How to Win the Midterm show. So we're going to use this one today. These are, it's an illegal alien, I believe either convicted or accused of the rape, the kidnap, of a girl under the age of 12. Watch.
A man has been arrested and is facing multiple charges after he allegedly kidnapped and sexually assaulted a young child. Lexington police arrested Jorge Luis Martinez Ulloa yesterday after they got a call about a child who had been assaulted. That child is younger than 12 and was taken to the hospital. Ulloa is facing several charges, including kidnapping, strangulation, and rape. He is in prison as he waits to be arraigned.
If you want more of that, vote Democrat. Rhymes, actually. Want more of that? Vote Democrat. Amber Thompson 24. Email me today, ungovernedshow@gmail.com. I'm old enough to remember when Bibi Netanyahu dragged us into a war. Come on, Amber. Why don't we have a discussion? Instead of you trolling in the chat, I want to have a discussion with you. Maybe you'll change my mind. I don't think I'm going to change yours.
I think that person hears you. They probably have the show on mute.
They'd probably have it on mute. That's fine. And as Matt Brown says, one last chance to hit that like button before the show goes today. By the way, Donald Trump signing an executive order to crack down on mail-in voting. Didn't get to cover this much today. Maybe we'll get a little bit in there tomorrow. But the bottom line on this stuff is there is a constitutional argument that's going to be made here in front of several judges and courts. This is going to take a long time. I don't think Donald Trump has enough power for that executive order to hold up in court all the way. I hope I'm wrong. I'm not saying he shouldn't have done it. Obviously, the Senate is letting us down. I applaud, I appreciate, I support the effort. Okay? And who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it will stand up in court. I have been right about a lot of the legal things, including pardons and the auto pen and all that up to this point. I hope I'm wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of your Wednesday. We're going to be joining the great Michael Patrick Leahy in just a little bit on the Tennessee Bonus Hour. You can follow on X at Michael P. Leahy, Leahy. I'll be on 1210 WPHT tomorrow and Friday, 6 to 10, co-hosting with Nick Kale and Dawn Stensland. Back here tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Time on rumble.com/LFA TV. And, of course, anywhere you get your podcast by searching for Ungoverned. Jeremy Harrell is up next. Here on rumble.com/LFA TV. Please hit the follow button. Please hit the like button. And keep it locked right here for Live from America over the next couple hours. As President Trump says, we will never give up, we will never give in, and we will never, ever surrender. And if all else fails, we'll just become ungovernable. Thank you. God bless you. God bless this one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Trump's address, 9 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. Be sure to tune into that. I'm sure we'll be talking a lot about that tomorrow morning. We'll see you then. Thank you for your attention to this matter.